Hi, welcome to Something to Talk About. My name is Taco, and welcome to one of my A Song of Ice and Fire lore videos this Saturday morning. And this is Umber Week. That's right, we're covering Hother Umber or Hother, because I wanted to cover either Moors or Hother, and I couldn't decide. So I'm covering both 1 week. Two of the Greatjon's uncles, just like that. So covered Moors yesterday, so go watch that if you haven't. Covering Hother Umber today. And if you don't know what's going on, this is what's going on. I do have to state, just like the all caps there is spoilers for the books. I do go all the way into A Dance with Dragons, the final book on this one. Not much for the show. It's pretty different. But yeah, let's talk about Hother Umber. How you guys doing? You doing good? You like an Umber week? Just a little week for you. I like to give you guys bonus videos every once in a while. All right, the Whoresbane. Also, if you don't like the name Whoresbane, sorry. Hopefully, I didn't get demonetized for that one. Yeah, a little bit of a trigger warning for violence on sex workers. I really just got demonetized there, didn't I? So if you don't want to hear that, I'm really about to say it just right now. It's not too egregious. All right, so Hother Umber is nicknamed Whoresbane, is a member of House Umber, and he is the uncle of Greatjon Umber, just like Moors. Hother is the joint castellan of the Last Hearth with his older brother Moors. Hother is old and gaunt with unemotional eyes and a long white beard. His face is covered with winter frost. His face is hard as winter frost. And Catelyn Stark considers Hother and her brother Moors ancient brigands. Yeah, she doesn't like them. Hother Umber is the youngest son of Hoarfrost Umber, the former Lord of Last Hearth. Dude, the Greatjon's grandpa, right? Because it's these guys' uncle, was named Hoarfrost. That's an awesome name. That's all I got. I want to know more about this guy. But yeah, there isn't too much for Hoarfrost. The former Lord of Last Hearth. His father believed that Hother had the making of a maester, so Hoarfrost thought that Hother could be a maester. Hother, and therefore sent him to study at the Citadel in Old Town around 250 AC. So that's about 50 years before the books take place, give or take. Well, in Old Town, a sex worker tried to rob him, so Hother disemboweled the sex worker, earning him the nickname Whoresbane. Yeah, like I said, some violence. It's not good. The story is told in whispers because the worker was probably a man. Hother appears to be a widower. So yeah, must have been married at one point and is also now a widower. So yeah, that was what the trigger warning is for. A little rough story there. Hother is a made joint castellan of Last Hearth together with his brother, like I already said, as the Greatjon is away marching south with Robb Stark. So let's talk about House Umber. So yes, this is the same slide as yesterday. Sorry. House Umber of the Last Hearth is a noble house from the north. They rule from the Last Hearth, and this is south of the New Gift, including the northern Last River and the Lonely Hills is what they rule over. Most of their lands are east of the King's Road, but the Umbers graze their sheep in the high meadows of the northern mountains in the summer. Okay. Lord Greatjon Umber, called the Greatjon, is sworn to House Stark of Winterfell. The Umber sigil is a roaring giant, brown-haired, wearing a skin with broken silver chains on flame red. I did that a lot better than I did yesterday. Umbers are famously huge and boisterous, though some do break the mold, like Hother kind of seems to break the mold a little bit. Although the Umbers deny it, Roose Bolton claims that they still practice tradition of the Lord's right to the first night, which is banned in the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah, don't do that. That's not cool. House Umber is an ancient house who once ruled as first men kings. After many struggles, the Umbers were reduced to from royals to vassals of House Stark, who were the kings of the winter. Amongst other possibilities, the Night's King is rumored to be an Umber, but the Night's King is rumored to be like any house from the from like any house from the north. So yeah. All right, let's keep going. The Harvest Feast. Hother attends a harvest feast at Winterfell, hosted by Bran Stark in Rob's absence. His brother Mors, with his brother Mors. There you go. The Umber party arrives late at night. The horn announcing their arrival wakes up Bran, and he judges them all to be half drunk from their boisterous shouting. The next day, Hother and Mors came to the hall for an audience with Bran. He asked for ships. So, yeah, this is like the other conversation that happens at the exact same time as I covered yesterday, right? So, if you want to get a fuller of what, you have to like kind of combine these two slides to see the whole conversation. But yeah, but for the most part, Mors asks if he could marry Lady Hornwood, and Hother is here asking for ships. So he says, what should I do? I did like this for Mors. Maybe I should like this for Hother. There's wildlings stealing down from the north. More than I've ever seen before. Nope, I'm not doing that. That hurt my throat a little bit. They come across the Bay of Seals in little boats and wash up in our shores. The crows from in Eastwatch are too few to stop them, and they go round quick as weasels. They go to ground quick as weasels. The longships we need, it's longships we need, and strong men to sail them. The Greatjon took too many. Half our harvest has gone to seed for want of arms to swing the scythes. Yeah, he's saying, like, dude, we need people to help us protect. We need longships and people to help stop these wildlings, and also we couldn't even bring in our harvest. So Sir Roderick Cassell recommends Hother to cooperate with Lord Manderly to provide oak and tall pine lumber, because they got wood. Wyman Manderly needs wood, right? So and receive shipwrights and sailors to help build the fleet. So yeah, he's like, help Wyman Manderly with this fleet, and you'll get one. Mors loudly protests to the idea of working with Manderly, but then they do eventually agree. During the feast, Bran sends the Umbers boar to eat, because he kind of like, Bran gets a bunch of different plates and he can kind of choose who to send them to, right? So he sends them boar on the floor. Hother and his brother Mors play a drinking game, which is just slamming their drinking horns together. I don't know what the game is there, but it sounds fun, I guess. After the feast, the tables are moved back for dancing, and the music grows wild. Hother takes out a huge war horn banded in silver, and as the band reached the part of the song called "The Night That Ended," where the Night's Watch rode forth to meet the others in a battle for the dawn, he blows a blast that set all the dogs to barking. Yeah, this is really interesting. So they're literally singing a song about like the Night's Watch fighting others, and he's like blowing horn. Like, that's actually kind of really sick. I love that a lot. All right, so now we're skipping ahead a little bit. So at River Run, Greatjon tells Robb Stark that his uncles need to remarry. Robb considers a possibility of marrying Hother and Mors to a daughter of Walder Frey, but then Robb is red weddinged and the Greatjon is captured, all during the red wedding at the Twins. So now we're skipping ahead past that, right? So the Manderlys kind of take control, or not the Manderlys, the Boltons kind of take control of the north, right? Hother begrudgingly swears allegiance to the Dreadfort because his nephew, the Greatjon, is still a captive of the Freys at the Twins. However, Mors Umber offers to join Stannis Baratheon on the condition that Stannis pardon Hother and pledge that the Umbers will not fight against each other. So I covered a lot of that yesterday in my Mors video. But yeah, they're on different sides, but on both sides they're like, I don't want to fight my brother. Like, you know, they're not like warring with each other, but because Hother is pretty much forced to join the Boltons. Yeah. So during a feast that is held at the Dreadfort before Ramsay marches on Mount Cailin, the Frey boys, as in Big and Little Walder Frey, bring Reek, yes, that Reek, into the Great Hall. So Hother and Arnulf Karstark, who I also did a video for, and Big Walder Frey for that matter, are seated next to Ramsay Bolton at the high table. So he's up at this high table with Ramsay Bolton when Theon Greyjoy, but really Reek, or other way around, Reek, but really Theon, gets brought before them, right? So Ramsay says Reek is his old friend, and his father gave him to Ramsay as a child. But Hother recognizes Reek as Theon Greyjoy. Hother recommends to Ramsay that he just slits Reek's throat, like he's like, just kill him, and that he will likely betray Ramsay as he did Robb Stark. And this is how he says it. So he goes, he will likely betray Ramsay just like he did Robb Stark, saying a dog who turns against his master is fit for naught but skinning. Sorry, I didn't do that in the voice. A dog who turns on his master is fit for naught but skinning. But Ramsay ensures Hother that, he's been skinned. Jeez, Ramsay. Hother tells Ramsay to just kill him already. But Ramsay needs him for Mount Cailin. So Hother sends 300 spears and 100 archers south for the siege of Mount Cailin. And then, of course, Theon helps lift that siege rather easily, right? So moving on, Winterfell. Hother is present at the wedding of fake Arya Stark, which is Jane Poole, to Ramsay at Winterfell. He remained at Winterfell during the snowstorms that then followed the wedding, so he's pretty much stuck there. During a breakfast, Theon spots Whoresbane talking quietly to one-armed Harwood Stout. He's like, scheming over there. Outside of it's still inside the walls, but outside of the actual hall, right? There is a snowball fight between men from the Rills and from Barrowtown. While squires build snowmen along the battlements, right? So to command the snowmen, the squires have built a dozen snowy lords, including one resembling Lord Wyman Manderley because it is incredibly large, and then one looking like Lord Harwood Stout. I can never say that name because he's missing an arm like Harwood Stout is. And then one Barbary Dustin, and then one who looks like Whoresbane Umber with icicles. I spelled sickles wrong. For his like long beard, and I spelled long wrong. This is great. Whoresbane predicts that a free rider thrown over the wall will join Stannis. Yeah, don't throw anyone over the wall. Yeah, you'll just join Stannis. According to Lady Barbary Dustin, Hother would love to kill Sir Hosteen and Aenys Frey, but who are also in Winterfell, but will not do so well. The Greatjon remains captive at the Twins. Yeah, he can't do it. Theon Greyjoy makes it out of Winterfell and is brought to Stannis at the Crofters village, which we covered yesterday. He reveals to Stannis Baratheon that the majority of Hoster's forces are old men and Mors has green boys. As they are the main Umber, as the main Umber strength went south with Greatjon and likely perished in the Red Wedding. Yeah, so there you guys go. I still got one more slide, but that's everything we got for Hoster. So he is currently inside Winterfell. Mors is outside Winterfell. Yeah, I can't wait to see the battle in the snow and what happens. But let's talk about Snowmen. Snowmen and the pink letter. Oh man, pink letter. Let's get the pink letter out of the way. He is from the north and he is literate, right? So of course he has a pink letter theory. Everybody has a pink letter theory. I don't think it's him who wrote the pink letter. I just don't see any evidence on why he would. Sure, he went to the Citadel, so he's like smart. That's like something that people bring up. But I don't know, man. He has any more motivation than anyone in the North. Like anyone in the North has motivation to write the pink letter. He doesn't have any more than that, right? Like probably not him in my eyes. Maybe, but I don't think so. Now for the Snowmen. I spelt that wrong too. Man, I work on these tired or something. A lot of typos. I've been aware about the snowmen being symbolic for the Northern Lords that are in the conspiracy for a while. Like that's kind of something that gets brought up a lot. Wyman Manderly, Harwood Stark, Barbary Dustin, and Hother Umber are for sure working together. Like that, we kind of know, right? It's not really a theory. But then I saw a post that takes the snowmen one step further. On Westeros.org, post Theon knows snowmen equals secret communication to outside troops. By others take ya, the others take ya in 2013. So that's when this post was written. It is a long post that puts forward that the snowmen that are all right. So what the snowmen are the men inside the walls hiding a covert message in plain sight. Yeah, because they make them on the battlements so people can see them to tell troops outside who's on their side. And yeah, so like it's like a code, right? So somebody can look up and be like, all right, so snowmen, we have people on the inside. That's what the snowmen mean. Who's in charge of them? Well, the big one, the one with one arm. Okay, so Wyman Manderly is on our side. Like it's who the traitors are, and it's a message to like Moors. I kind of dig that. That's actually really cool. Like I've always known that they're like symbolically representing the those guys, but like why? Well, it's a covert message for troops. That's actually really cool. I dig it. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching. That was my Hother Umber video, and yeah, I covered Moors yesterday. That was a little Umber week. Just covered some Umbers. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend and a good rest of your Saturday, and are just doing really good. Do all that YouTube stuff if you haven't before. I would love for that. God, I'm kind of sick right now. My head's kind of all jumbled. All right, you guys have a really good one. Peace.